Young corporate scientist Elena has some concerns over the possible weaponization of a perpetual energy generation system called Callisto, so she calls the Townsend Agency for assistance. The agency dispatches angels Sabina and Jane in order to help Elena track down 6 prototypes that may have gotten loose on the black market. However, it seems that those who are trying to sell the prototypes are also targeting the angels themselves, and Charlie's Angels don't know who exactly they can trust. This is Charlie's Angels. So, okay, this is gonna kind of get complicated. The idea with this Charlie's Angels film is the Townsend Agency has existed since the 1970s, obviously, with the original Angels. And so Bosley is a rank now. It's not just a person named Bosley. That's why there's been different Bosleys throughout all of this. You had, obviously, the late David Doyle, Bernie Mac, Bill Murray, so forth. And I forget who played it in the that 2010 series. That was it 2010 or was it 2000? That revival series that got canceled after like 6 episodes, or maybe it was even less than that. I can't even remember because no one wanted that. Anyway, and like I said, it's the idea of they're trying to make this into kind of a continuous universe. Like they even reference Charlie's Angels Full Throttle at one point too. Like you notice that there's like multiple Bosleys in this one too. The Bosley that's played by Patrick Stewart is actually the original Bosley who helped kind of found the agency and expanded it, and he's actually the one who recruited the Angels from the television show and the Angels from the first 2 movies, i.e. Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore. So yeah, he's actually been the Bosley that's there the whole time, and there's this whole network of Bosleys around the world, including Elizabeth Banks Bosley, Jaimin Hunsu Bosley, and Michael Strahan Bosley. And the original Bosley, the Patrick Stewart one, is retiring, and he's going off on his merry way. So, yeah, and then this whistleblower thing with Callisto is going on, and Elena, and you're going to hear me maybe screw up sometimes and call her Helena, because I thought that's what they called her at first, and then they changed it. So, yeah. And you kind of get a little, you don't get the traditional opening where it's, oh, these are the backgrounds of these ones, and they again try to draw a little bit from the modern interpretations where they're not just women police officers anymore. Like I said, Elena's a scientist. Spoilers, she becomes an angel at the end of the movie. Sabina, that's Kristen Stewart's character, is a heiress who was kind of this wild party girl who also committed some crimes. They hinted that she might have been a jewel thief at one point, which is also another throwback to that revival series from a few years back that, again, no one watched. And Jane is a former MI6 agent who had a little bit of a problem with a clinic in... basically, she tried to get aid to a women's clinic in Istanbul that got bombed instead. And so she left the agency after that and joined the Townsend Agency, obviously. And that's sort of their backgrounds. So again, you're getting more of the modern interpretations where they're not just, police at work people. And, they go to Germany, and their first Bosley is Jaimin Hunsu. Well, actually, like I said, the first Bosley is Patrick Stewart. Their first Bosley in Germany is Jaimin Hunsu. And he gets killed by an assassin named Hodak. And like I said, they sort of noticed that, it wasn't just Elena he was going after. It seems that he knew who the Angels were and how to plan for this. And then the Elizabeth Banks Bosley shows up. And Elizabeth Banks is Bosley. She's also called Rebecca, her original name, because she is actually an angel who became a Bosley. So you get that kind of nice backstory in there too. And like I said, I'll get to where they reference the movie. Like I said, they reference the movies, like some of the costumes are up in the wardrobes, and they also did. They referenced the plot point in Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. They referenced the Demi Moore character at one point because. Shock of shocks, they begin to suspect this new Bosley that showed up may have gone rogue and turned double agent against them. It isn't that Bosley, it's a different one. But yeah, it's the one you're probably thinking of when I say that. And like I said, they go to Istanbul. They're trying to track down one of the higher ups from the corporation because he's trying to sell it on the black market, and he's trying to sell it as a weapon. And there's this anonymous buyer, and so they're tracking it through, and then it tracks it back to. It turns out the anonymous buyer was actually Brock, who was Brock Industries is the maker of the Callisto. That's where Elena works, and he's this kind of arrogant douchebag. In fact, pretty much all of the men in this movie are arrogant douchebags except for Jaimin Hunsu. And yeah, I'll get to the big spoiler reveal here. It turns out that the Bosley who went rogue is not Elizabeth Banks, it's Patrick Stewart. And yeah, my notes are really confusing because I keep writing Bosley, Banks, Bosley, and I can't say Bosley Stewart because Kristen Stewart is in this, so I have to say Bosley, Patrick Stewart. So yeah, it's really, because it gets a little confusing. And unfortunately, I'd say that's kind of the main problem with this movie. The plot, it's like the first half of the film is actually pretty good, though Kristen Stewart tries a little too hard to be funny in a few of the spots. Like, I know Kristen Stewart can be a funny actress. Like, I think we've all seen the Kristen Stewart Totino's Pizza Rolls Saturday Night Live spoof. Like, you can tell she can be funny. Like, but there's times like she's trying a little too hard to be action hero quippy and stuff like that. And it doesn't quite work. She gets better as the movie goes on. It was like performance-wise, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, like I said, the pacing and the plot goes off the rails midway through because again, we start entering all the twists and turns, and they're trying to be like this covert spy thing, and it doesn't really work too well. And it grinds to a halt. This thing is 2 hours long. It really should be more like an hour and maybe 45 minutes. Like I think those were the two McG movies. The second one is terrible. Full Throttle is terrible, but the first one was at least tolerable, and I think that was probably the length it should have been, about 105 minutes, somewhere in there. And like not 2 hours. It's just way too padded out and gets grindy towards the end. But there's a cool scene where you see angels from around the world, because at one point, Bosley, Elizabeth Banks Bosley, calls in backup, and you get like all of these angels that pop up to take down everyone, and they get gadgets. Like I don't remember the original Charlie's Angels using many gadgets, but okay. You get tranquilizer dart guns, and there's another like paralytic Altoids, the paralytic patches that they disguise as Altoids. And the angels can be tracked via a tattoo with the Charlie Townsend Detective Agency symbol on it. So yeah, there's bits of that, but like there's cool bits there. I think the chemistry between the actresses is really good. The performances are fine, but again, the plot just gets really grindy and spins the wheels a little too much, and it literally, as the movie kept going on and on and on, I really started to sour on it. I mean, I went from giving this maybe a solid B all the way down to, I'm probably going to have to give this one a D+. Like, I can't quite go into C. It really kind of started to feel below average towards the end of it. It got way too convoluted for its own good. So yeah, I'm giving Charlie's Angels a D+.
3, 2, 1. Get some action with the most beautiful private eyes in the world. The girls who do it for Charlie.
Work, work, work.
Another case, Charlie? I can hardly wait.
A beautiful solution to any crime. Charlie's Angels.
Okay, trailer time, and well, it's pretty much just repeats. We did get one new trailer and one really bizarre trailer, but it's not the one you're thinking, which was the first one. Hey, do you remember this movie? My Spy. You know that movie I was going to review back in August, and then they pushed it all the way back. Exactly. They did it like a week or two before it was supposed to come out. Yeah, unfortunately now it's coming out on the day of something else that I want to review, so I'm probably not going to see it now. Then we had Like a Boss again, Underwater again, Cats again, and then Last Christmas, a movie that came out last week. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I get we're kind of into the Christmas season mostly now, but this is really that's the only real Christmas movie coming out this year that came out this year. Like last year, I think we just had The Grinch, and that's about it. I mean, unless you want to go to like Hallmark or Hallmark or Lifetime, I guess, is doing a lot of Christmas movies. But other than that, yeah. Then we had Birds of Prey again, and then our new trailer, Fantasy Island. The it definitely looks interesting. So hopefully I'll be able to get to review that. I'll have to check everything. I know it comes out on February 14th. At least it's slated to. And then rounding things off, we had Jumanji Next Level again. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, next video is going to be the random trade review on King Tiger. I'm sorry, I have everything shot. I have it recorded. I got everything ready. I just need to edit it together. Sorry, this is going to be a mouthful. After that, the next movie is going to be Frozen 2, and then we're going to have the Survivor Series, the NXT War Games and Survivor Series recap and reviews. See you all next time. Hey guys, check out my Patreon and see how you can request a movie for me to review, even if it's some stinker like A Dog's Way Home or the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Also, if you like what you see, give the video a like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell.